Romeo and Master P are beefing.
I hate this.
It's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Romeo claims that he's been shorted on some spanky from his pops.
See, already this is nasty.
Word.
It's terrible.
I don't know whose side I'm on. Whose side y'all on?
Master P
I'm on
side.
P side.
P.
All of y'all on P side.
P side.
Without knowing the full details, obviously.
Just off everything,
We don't know the full
details.
details.
Just off
Even-
everything they put out.
All right, give me more.
Even if Romeo's story...
Explain it first to the people.
Romeo
I interrupted you.
No, Romeo is saying that his father took some money from him. He hasn't been paid for what's
Anything.
For nothing.
Rap snacks, none of
that
nothing.
stuff.
Nothing. He said all his money from music went to pay his father's taxes.
That's hate.
This is my thing. If Romeo was right, let's say he's right. Let's say he's 100% right, solidified in his stance. I think that you handle this in a different way than handling it publicly.
Well, let me. He said we've had conversations in private quite a few times.
Okay.
I've exhausted that.
Gotcha.
So now I'm going public with it because his beef isn't over the money, what Romeo was saying. It's over the false image that P keeps putting out. I'm this family man, it's all good over here. He's like, that's not the case. We, as in me, moms, all of this, we have been having this beef with you for quite some time. We kept it quiet to keep your image up. And we're not doing that no more. That's kind of what Romeo was saying. Like even the Rap Snacks, he was like, I was told we owned Rap Snacks. And for the last 15 years, he said, my pop's been telling me once we sell it, then we'll get you'll get the money worth of it. He said, I've never gotten a single check or anything from Rap Snacks. And he actually posted the email from, I guess, whoever's running Rap Snacks. So I'm like, hey, we need your information. This is current. So now he's like, now I'm getting my first check from them because I went public with this part. So he's like, now I have to look out for me. All the shit you've been saying has been lies for quite some time now.
I'm going to say this. I ain't have a father. My father ain't never give me shit. Romeo Miller has lived a good life from what we've seen. Because we never know what's going on in somebody's household. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that.
I want to cut you off, but just so, that was the other thing he did say. He said, we lived in the same house since I was 18. And he said, me and I think it's his moms or siblings or somebody are all currently living like check to check, month to month type shit. That's one of the beefs.
How old is Romeo?
Still over 30.
He about 30 something.
He's over 30.
And pre-18, where you live?
Parents' house?
A nice one. We've seen Master P's
Nice.
homes. You've driven all of these cars. Nigga, Romeo's house when he was a kid was bigger than my house as an adult. Remember he had his own house in the backyard and all that shit? So you've lived a pretty good life. So some of the sacrifices that your dad made, you may not even know about. That don't mean that he's not entitled to his bread.
I agree with that.
Huh?
I agree.
Like, that don't mean that he's not entitled to his money, though, if his father's stealing his bread. I'm just not a fan of the public shit. I'm just not a fan of that. Go get a lawyer. You got money, go get a lawyer. You get what I'm saying? You got your own checks, you doing your own thing, go get a lawyer and sue him if that's the case, but keep y'all internal beef private.
I'm a fan of that, but what happens when you feel you've exhausted whatever you can with your internal beef? Because that's what I think
just
Romeo's
said.
big stance
Sue him.
was.
It happens. It does happen.
Yo, fam, you would rather ridicule your father in public than sue him in private? You gonna beef with him in public? You know what I'm saying? You could beef with him in private.
Well, once you sue it, it's going to become
It's going
public.
Yeah.
It's public.
We're gonna get here anyway.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not a fan of that.
I'm glad that, y'all, some of y'all young ones out there won't remember, but there was a time many years ago when a lot of celebrities was having kids and like raising them weird a little. And me and a few of my friends was like, nigga, celebrity kids is weird as hell. Niggas is gonna grow up to be some fucking weird. I hope I'm there when they grow up. Guess what?
You here?
Here it is, buddy. Oh, Romeo, Jaden. Oh, it's a list of these niggas with these weirdo kids. Now, not weirdo, because I don't like talking about nobody kids, but what I mean is that different stroke shit where you appear to be raised with a silver spoon and in the greatest of conditions, but we don't know what turmoil or family trauma is suppressed in that. That's what I mean, right? Like, you could try your best to provide and provide and provide for your kid. But by the time your kid grow up and get a mind and some shit on his own, look around and be like, yo, dog, I don't know about all that.
Or they just take that provision for granted. Yeah.
And that's why you hear some of these super rich celebrities being like,
Dog.
I'm not giving my kid shit. Like, you got to go out and
do
get it
hear
on your own.
But check to check. He said, yo, we live in check to check. Let's say that check is $300 a month. Everybody check to check is different, my nigga.
That's true.
That is very true.
Everybody's house is
very true.
different, my
Very
nigga.
true.
That is very true.
Again, we heard 50 Cent son get on TV and say, yo, what I'm gonna do with $7,000 a month? And some people was like, dog, live, nigga. Some people don't bring home $7,000 a month.
What?
You a kid and I'm not kid, you're a young adult and you getting $7,000 a month, no tax.
Before
With
whatever
no
you
tax.
do. Before
yes,
whatever you
before
do.
your own hustle.
Yeah.
And he's got his own, like,
I want to
he's
just
become his
throw
own
in
man.
here. I know that we explained what happened here, but this did not start with any report on finances, rap snacks, or any of that. It started with Master P saying rest in peace to Twitch, and Romeo going off, saying, yo, it's a shame niggas could post about Twitch, but their own kids be having suicidal thoughts and depression and blah, 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 blah. See, that to me is a lot great. That's a much greater claim and accusation than, yo, dog, where my rap snacks money at? Sure. Hey, we can get to that.
True.
We can get to that. I mean, I ran the business a certain way while you was growing up. We could talk about that at some point. But for you to come out and basically imply that your father could care less about his kids' mental health when y'all just lost a sibling
yeah.
from self-transitioning, I'm not really with that. I'm not really with that. But we have to look at this the same way we have to look at when Emily's daughter said something to Fab. There is an era now where kids, not kids, they're adults.
Yeah,
They're adults.
That's kind of what it
They're
is.
adults.
No, we're adults.
They're adults with their own families, and now they.
And we look at it from the outside in, like, just
Speaking
because
out.
you got money, like even with Romeo and P, us, we grew up broke, so we looking like nigga.
I didn't grow up broke, and if I don't fix that, my mom will call me and have a heart attack. I come from a middle class family. My mom worked at AT&T or some shit.
or some shit.
Clear that up quick though.
Yo, she called me every time. Yo, why do you keep saying when you were poor?
Yo, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, most of us didn't grow up having much. So we'll immediately say, Romeo, shut your fucking mouth. You had everything. You had cars, you had clothes, you had this, you had that. That don't necessarily mean he had love in his household. That's true.
That's true.
And so we see that from a lot of the wealthier people, and their kids grow up to be, not to quote you, but like kind of mentally a little different than the average.
Benzino and Coily Ray.
Yeah.
Another example.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama on her book tour and in her speaking engagements. I have it written down.
I've had that on the board for
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, we'll
6 weeks.
We'll get to it in a second.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, she continues to highlight just how difficult and lonely chunks of marriage were for her.
She did.
Which for me is like, all right, dad is out the house. That's what Benzino is saying. That's what fucking what's his name was saying. Rich from Love and Hip Hop. When you just see people and how they got to deal with what's happening with their kid now. I don't know. My heart goes out to you.
New Joe Budden.